Hi, Kerry here from My Cloud Bookkeeping. I work with small businesses and entrepreneurs to help them to manage their business finances in QuickBooks Online. If you're not sure if you're using the best plan for your business, you can check out my plan comparison below and be sure to write right to the end for useful tips for your business. Some jurisdictions now allow you to pass on the cost of credit card processing to your customers. Now, this is not the case everywhere, so do check that you're allowed to do this before adding the charge to your customers' invoices. Now, if this is an option for you, let's dive in and set it up.
So here we are in the sample company, and we want to charge our customer for recent purchases. So I'm going to pop up here to the create button. This tends to be where I go to create an invoice. You probably have your favorite place to go, but this is what I do. We're not going to walk through this. And we're going to add a customer. So let's just see who we've got here. Let's just go with Dylan. Let's go with Dylan today. And we'll scroll down and have a look at our products and services. I'm just going to close the AI off. We talked about that a different day. So let's just see, what are we going to sell to Dylan today? I love selling rock fountains. Let's sell him 2 rock fountains. And then we'll also sell him a pump, 1 pump. What do you think? Well, I guess we need 2 pumps probably if we've got 2 rock fountains. I'm going to uncheck tax because I just want to make this as simple as possible. And we're going to allow Dylan to pay us by credit card. Now, somebody did ask me on a prior video that I did, how do you know how people are going to pay you? You need to turn on the option to enable them to pay by credit card. So if you go into here, you're going to set this up. Obviously, I'm in a sample company, so I can't turn that on, but you can allow a person or a company to pay you via credit card, and you're in control of that. You don't need to accept credit card payments if you don't want. And if you're going to, you can also do it directly from the invoice here. I'm not too sure what's going to happen in sample company. Normally when I hit edit here, I have the option to toggle on a credit card. So if you are giving people the option to pay by credit card, you can tell them there will be a surcharge. I'm going to stick with a simple 3% here. So I'm going to say 550 plus 30. Oh, it's 580 right there, times 0.03. We're going to have a $17.40 surcharge to enable him to pay by credit card. Now, if you've put the credit card option on there and then someone pays you without credit card, you can adjust that invoice later, and maybe we'll look at that in a little bit. So what I need is a product or a service to add that credit card fee. Now, someone else once commented that as a data architect, he would never do this way. So yes, you can get out of this invoice. You can go to your products and services. You can set that product up separately there. I'm shortcutting through to that, so I'm going to click Add New. And you'll see that adding a new product or service just pops up here on the right. So if that in some way offends your sensibilities, feel free to get out of the invoice, go to products and services and add it from there, or just simply add it directly from the invoice. So I'm going to add, let's call it a credit card surcharge. So we've got a credit card surcharge, and we want to map that to where we want it to show up in our income statement, our profit and loss. And I have a previous video where I created a new chart of accounts account that is an expense item called credit card fees. So let's just see if it's here. It is credit card fees, and it's an expense. There are multiple ways to do this. I'm choosing to offset this against credit card expenses that I'm paying. So when I receive these fees, they're going to offset. You could also have it as a separate sub account, credit card fees recouped. You could also put it as an income account. I don't love that. It's not truly income, it's more of an offset of expense. But when we go and have a look in the profit and loss in a moment, you get to see what happens and make a decision that makes the most sense for your business. So right now, even though it says income account here, I am offsetting it to an expense account, okay? Because that's where I'm going to be recording the credit card fees that I get charged. So I'm going to save and close that. So now I have this credit card surcharge, and I determined it was going to be $17.40, and I'm going to uncheck this tax because we're not playing with tax right now. So let's hit this nice new review and send. And this is one of the not so bad things about the sample company now. It does enable us to at least pretend to send something. So, dear Dylan, here's your invoice. And you can see it's got all of these sections here, and Dylan will receive it. We hit send the invoice, and it won't do it because it's the sample company, but we've saved it. I think we've saved it. Let's just make sure. Send a new, we can't send, pop out of the, let's go back from the preview and make sure we've saved this, because I want us to be able to see those credit card charges. So we'll save it, get out of the invoices altogether, and we're going to go to our reports, which are now up here. Here we are in our profit and loss report, and I'm going to scroll down and get to the expense line for credit card fees. And we can see we have an expense line here that totals $12.60. So let's click through this. We take a look here, and you can see we had an expense of $30, and here's our invoice to Dylan, where $17.40 has been deducted from this expense of $30. So what we're seeing here is the net amount of $12.60. As I mentioned, you could also categorize this to a slightly different account, credit card fees recouped, and then when you go back to your profit and loss statement here, you'd be looking at credit card fees $30, with then recouped the $17.60 showing as a negative underneath it. The other option, of course, would be to have the full $30 here, and then something showing up in your income section up here. I don't like having it up in the income. To me, it's not really sales, it's more of a recoupment of expenses. But what makes the most sense to your business is what's the most important thing to do.
Now, do think about how you would like to see the amount you collect show up in your reports. It's easy to move them around if you change your mind. Check out my video on how to add and edit accounts and categories in the chart of accounts. That will show you how to reclassify the account. And hopefully that will help you set up the charge to recoup some of the costs of collecting from your customers. But it's not enough just to add the fees in order to keep on top of what your customers owe you. It's important to regularly run your accounts receivable report to make sure your customers are paying you. So download my month-end checklist below to ensure you're getting all the information you need to manage your business finances and what you're looking at is accurate. If you have any questions or comments, please make a note below, and I'd love to hear from you.